key for PHC today is going to be Sequoia Robinson. Most definitely, he's a senior player.
Yes, he is.
He's maturing nicely into the game. So the key for them is going to be what type of game he has and how he can push his troops on today.
Good enough. Well, we hope that he's successful, and I do hope that Dandytown is also successful. We're going to call the game as we see it, and the game just begun here, and the possession is now falling into Dandytown as they look to go from right to left, and they do so right across the field, and they're going to look to try to come down the left-hand side. The team PHC has shifted, and they are attacking the ball. Dandytown holds, and they slide the ball down. PHC quickly dispossesses, and the ball is back into the penalty area, and a loud shout by the Dandytown keeper, who is Macau Crockwell in that particular position today. A veteran, definitely to the goalkeeping experience, and definitely has played in college or university, and has also aspired and played through our national system. So he's a very experienced keeper, and he'll do what is required.
I find my analysis of PHC, they're in a transitional phase of their football culture. Gone are the days where they used to just look to get the ball forward in the wide positions, get balls crossed into the likes of Carl and Sammy, and get on the end of it. They're looking to possess the ball a lot more, play the ball around a lot more, and find those holes. But as we know, whenever you're trying to shift culture, that could be a challenging thing, trying to shift culture.
True with that.
Yeah, so they're not the dominant force that they once were in local football, but they do have great history in this game.
Yes, ball's been skied high by the keeper of PHC into the half of, and there's a challenge on the sidelines there too, and PHC appeals, and they do get the throw in, so they will actually possess the ball and try to work it out of their half. Ball's thrown in. They still retain possession. They're looking to work it out. Short passing. Successfully challenged, though, by Dandytown, and PHC's on it again, and Dandytown has won back the possession. They look to move forward down the left-hand side. Calls are being made, and the ball is attempted to be swept onto the right side, but it's cut out by the PHC right back. And, the ball bounces right back. And there's a one-on-one challenge, and it's moved here to the left. This is an opportunity. They're in the box. He goes baseline, swings it across, and there's a shot, and the keeper stays to his near post. That's Troy Hall, and grabs it down for good possession, and away they go again down the left-hand side, PHC, and they're looking to attack very, very quickly.
Dandytown has just drafted Kadir Maynard. He originates from out of Boulevard. He's blessed with very, very educated left foot, as you see. What's going to be challenging for Maynard today, I think this is one of his first games, is his fitness level. As you see, one-on-one, he can dominate situations on one-on-one. He can create havoc on one-on-one. But his fitness level is going to come into question as this game wears on.
I understand. And he's wearing number 10. And yes, he definitely did show us a little bit of what he can do. He took him on at the 6-yard, and then he went baseline and tried the shot. Fortunately, the goalkeeping principles of Troy Hall were good at that time, and he was able to snatch that ball at the near post, avoiding any danger or any quick score in this particular match. The action continues as, again, it's a beautiful move down the right-hand side by Dandytown. They're looking to move quickly, and there is a corner attributed to the Dandytown Hornets. The first corner of the match, and let's see exactly what takes place with this particular free kick.
Dandytown have committed 4 players forward to just being a little bit cautious. They got 2 players that are just waiting outside the box for anything.
And they go to them.
It looks like something that worked out on the training ground.
Yes, it is, and the shot. And it goes to wide and left of Troy Hall. They went right to them that way.
It definitely looks like something that they worked out on the training ground, and that's looking to implement it into the game.
An opportunity here. Came to nothing there. I thought that they would have at least gotten the shot off, but they didn't, and PHC's gotten the ball back. It was attempted to be cleared by Dandytown, and now the ball's on the right-hand side, and PHC is looking to settle it down, but the defender is forcing PHC player to the touchline, of which he did so successfully, but PHC retains possession, and they have won a throw in.
PHC also have the two wingers in Smith and Rayner, both left-footed players. They're going to be looking to get Smith beyond the defense to whip in crosses.
And it was whipped in.
And they're going to be looking to get Rayner to cut inside on that left foot so he can see the goal.
I wonder if the sun's going to play any part in this exchange. We are in the second game. We're at the 3 o'clock mark, and the sun's tucked off in the corner. But we'll see. The players have to deal with many different conditions, and we'll see exactly how the goalkeepers fare going forward.
Oh, the weather's definitely going to be a factor here. It's definitely going to be a factor getting late into the game, as you saw in the first half. The game, that pace of the game slowed down a lot.
Yes.
I'm actually surprised at the pace of the game, how it started, because as I observed the teams warm up, both teams warmed up early and then stopped.
Yes.
For 10 minutes prior to the game, they stopped. They stopped and they sat off, which I didn't think was a good idea, because you want to have your body at peak conditioning once the game starts.
True.
So I'm really surprised at the speed of the game, but I guess that could be just the initial nerves and the initial jitters that's out there.
Yes, and there was an attempt by PHC to head at the far post in, and there's an injury as a result. I don't know who's down there, but the referee has spotted the player is off to the back side of the goal to head the ball in, and we'll find out exactly who that is. And because he's off the field, the game is allowed to continue. So PHC are playing short right at this particular time. And Dandytown may be looking to exploit, but they've got a little ways to go, and they're going to use the long ball down the right-hand side. It's cut out and knocked into touch by PHC, and they will regroup as Dandytown advances 10 to 15 yards into the half of the PHC Zebras. The player has resumed. He's good to go. He's come back out, and seems to be good. Yeah, he basically fell on his knee after jumping high and skying to head the ball.
That's Piper.
Oh, Marco
Piper.
A veteran in the game at this particular time. He's played nationally, played in the under-17s, right through to under-23. So he's played in school as well. Now a working man.
I think the PHC Richardson, who's not playing in today's game, he's going to be a miss, because he usually commands that back line. He's got great leadership skills down there. So
yes, he does.
I think also that's going to be a factor.
Oh! Definitely, Richardson, yes, definitely. And the height that he has, he's at least 6'2", and definitely an experienced player. Again, a former national player. And has got a lot of football to give in terms of experience and relative to direction, communication, and organizational things.
And Stan, that's an example right there of Rayner coming in on that left foot, and
yes.
Sequoia streaking out of the middle.
Gotcha.
I think Sequoia will be a lot disappointed with himself that he didn't take that ball in his path and finish it, because those are the chances PHC need to take to build up confidence.
Gotcha. And here they come again down the left-hand side. They're moving forward. They've got numbers. And, the ball's whipped in early. And it's played out calmly by the Dandytown defense. And they're looking to build. And they slide it into the middle of the park. And they're going to possess the circle. And they come across to the left-hand side. And we've got the animal. Forgotten his name.
Tucker,
Kavor, definitely. And he slid the ball across. And, almost a turnover by the build-up that Dandytown was doing, and they're now on the far right-hand side. So they're moving the ball fairly rapidly before we enter the final third from left to right. And there's an offside. A pretty good delivery, accurate delivery, but PHC played it very, very well, the trap. And the ball goes back to PHC in a possessional sense. But that's what it looks like to me, Maceo. It looks like they're looking to switch the ball at least twice from side to side right now, probing, as you say, for a way to get forward around the organization that the PHC is trying to present in terms of defending. We'll see how well that works. There's a significant bit of energy in doing that sort of thing, and they probably feel that they can do it and sustain it, and let's hope that they can.
Yeah, both teams are pretty much lined up similar, where PHC's got 4 at the back, 3 in the midfield, and 3 across the top. So both teams are looking to exploit the width of this pitch,
yes,
to see if they can get behind each other to create opportunities.
And then tactically, that's pretty good, and strategically, that's pretty good for the first 15, 20 minutes of the game. Obviously, you want to be able to see both sides, see who's not as strong, and I commend the coaches at least the coach for the. Damon Ming flips that ball in, and Troy Holes come gingerly, and I think he has been ruled as a corner. It was last kicked against him, and no sense fussing about that. Dandytown has moved quickly into position to take this corner, and they're going to go short potentially, and then the short has been waved off. But an opportunity, one of the first opportunities for Dandytown to actually open up the scoring here.
PHC actually have some returning players.
Oh, he's going to shoot. And, he should have done better.
Yeah, again, like something that Dandytown's worked off the training ground.
Yes.
As I was saying, PHC have returning players in their team in Anthony Hunter and Kevin Richardson that's been away in university, for the last maybe 2 or 3 years. So It's going to be interesting to see how they integrate into the team and bring that experience that they learned overseas into PHC as they're transitioning their culture of football.
Gotcha. The ball's been delivered by the goal kick to the middle of the park by Troy Hall, and there was a foul as the players went up. Now they're looking to go directly down the center, and 2 players skying there in the center. Sequoia attempts to attack the ball, and he's won it for his team. Markel Waldron pushes the ball back to his center back, and the ball's attempted to go wide. And who is this?
But he definitely has an intimidating presence there. If you look at Dandytown and looking at the goal kick, they got the 2 center halves split. They got the fullbacks pushed up the field. And always looking to play it out.
Yes. And that's a credit to the understanding of their system. And they've gained at least 30, 40 yards. They're into the PHC box, and the ball's coming clear across. Griffith attempts to poke the ball away. No way. He attempted to swing on that one. He rolled over a player who had fallen in front of him. And the referee saw that the way I saw it, and the ball's being delivered out. But Dandytown is back on this ball, and now the whistle has gone.
So just looking at PHC's tactics, and I think it's clear as to how Dandytown want to play, and I'm surprised that the instruction has not come to high press, to press them high,
Gotcha.
to press them in their own half. Because if you saw just now, they was able to, with 2 and 3 passes, to get inside that box quite easily.
True at that.
And with PHC nature of aggression in football, to press them in their own half and winning the balls in their own half. I personally, I think that would be the way forward to release the bubbly energy of people like Sequoia, the bubbly energy of Smith on the left hand side,
right,
as well as the bubbly energy of Rayner that's playing off the right.
Got you.
But PHC has dropped back off and is almost inviting Dandytown into their half.
Which you just saw.
Yeah.
30-yard run.
And Dandytown have the talent in that half to do damage.
Oh, yes.
So I'm surprised at that.
Well, the learning curve is for PHC to actually try to pick that up and make the necessary adjustments. And also not just the players, but for the coaching to be able to do that. But we'll see. Dandytown again seem to be going forward at will. And they have to. And PHC is using only a cluster effect to win the ball back, and it's working. So they are attacking the ball in 2s and 3s wherever Dandytown looks to actually put the attack. And a long cleared out ball. Oh, and Ming is on the right hand side there, looking to start the dribble. He's done his dribble, delivered the ball accurately over the midfield. But the defender has cleared it now, and PHC are looking to possess the middle of the park, and they do. They're going on the left-hand side. An attempt to find Speedy Gonzalez just didn't work.
I'm just wondering if PHC could do a little bit better if they press right up and go man for man and force Dandytown to kick this ball a little bit longer.
Got you. That would actually give them more of a 50-50 chance. And this is a long kick by the goalkeeper who's trying to do just that. They chose not to go wide at this instance. And PHC has basically won out just based on what you said. And Dandytown is going to try to possess the ball by using their holding midfielders to pick up these balls that PHC initially may get as a result of long goal kicks. And there's a problem. Well done to goalkeeper Crockwell, who saw the danger and came forward and smothered that attack by, who was that, the probing forward of PHC. And Crockwell again gives a long kick well past the center circle on the side of PHC. Oh, wonderful, over the top. And Dandytown clears the danger momentarily.
Yeah, the spacing between the back line and the midfield line, those gaps are too large.
Yes. Good swing across and well picked up by the center back there. I've forgotten his name. He's played nationally as well. Wilkinson, I think. Is it Wilkinson?
Darryl, is that? It's over Sion Darryl.
Oh, Seaton. Oh, okay.
And you also got at the back you got he just transferred back over to Dandytown from Cougars last year.
Right, that's correct.
There's Dominic
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Ball swung here to the far right hand side. Number 14 is on the run for PHC. Overlapping from the same position was. Oh, and now they have to push the ball back. Now it's with, and they're going to go long over the top. See, Coy Robinson was over there. He saved it. He's caused Kavor a problem, and ball goes out, and but PHC possesses. It's outside the box now. They're going to have to regroup, and they are trying to regroup and restructure. This long shot comes across. It's headed away. PHC retain possession, and they're going to have to regroup. Dandytown is moving them outside of the box at this time, and they're on the far left-hand side. The ball slid into a midfield situation, swung across to Griffith. Griffith is looking to move forward. He's found the midfield player again. They go to the left-hand side, either further down the left-hand side. And the ball's going to be swung across. It's chipped across, and just a very easy catch for Macau Crockwell. Ball was not put into position for PHC to advance any further attack.
What you found in that sequence of play, as PHC's momentum's just shifted a little bit, their midfield seemed to be on the same line as their front players. So the rotation of the ball back into the midfield, back around the outside, was not there. So it forces a long ball into the box. Yeah, and with PHC looking to play a little bit more, the balance between their positional play within that midfield's got to get a lot better.
True.
To be able to rotate the ball.
Right.
Dandytown seem to have worked that balance out.
Yes, and positionally, definitely, and they can do it.
So that ball can transition through that midfield really good.
Oh, wonderful attempt. And it's a corner. First corner for PHC there.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've actually seen the Dandytown Hornets defensive midfield and the defensive line had to collapse like that. PHC did well.
Yeah. I mean, as spoken of, Dandytown coach is conscious of being able to not give up goals. Over last year, the problem that they had if they gave up too many goals. So there is a soft spot in the center of that defense of Dandytown. PHC just needs to find a way to get at it. And again, pressing them high in their half will allow them to get at that soft spot a little bit more.
Got you.
Teams will beat us because they'll press us and hustle us out of the ball.
Gotcha.
And PHC has that culture. They have that culture of hustle, as well as they're trying to change the culture, from a more possession-based football. They still have the culture of that hustle and bustle, and it could be useful for them.
Handball ruled by referee Francis on, I think it was Goder, and I think it's number 17, DeAndre Doling. No, sorry. Oh, it looked like 17, but it wasn't.
I'm just analyzing the balance and the bubbliness of Sequoia. See, they got Sequoia playing out of the midfield, most in the number 10 position.
Yes.
I've always considered him actually a striker, that energy.
Yes, oh yeah.
If he gets on the ball, one man to beat, finish. And whereas he's got a bit of speed to him. Whereas Marco Piper, he's more of a midfield player because he's going to stay within that position. He's going to look to pass. He's not got the pace to upset that back two as Sequoia would.
No, definitely not. And absolutely correct. Traditionally, striker, and definitely Marco is a definitely seasoned midfielder. Why they're doing this right at this time is anyone's guess. We don't know exactly what they put in place, but it's something that they're working with for this first half an hour. I guess what they're trying to do is to surprise the defense of the two center backs of Dandytown with Sequoia popping up. If Marco can actually hold the ball and funnel it back, and I think that's probably the strategy.
Sure.
Hopefully it works out for them.
Overlapping run of Darryl.
Darryl pushes the ball.
That was poor.
Yeah.
He will be disappointed with himself.
Yes, he would be disappointed with himself there. Another seasoned former national player, and can definitely do damage going down the right-hand side if given time and space.
So again, both teams, you see the two center half are splitting. What should be happening now is that Hunter should be coming down to look for the ball. But then you see they're closing in again because they're going long.
PHC looking to dribble. Ball's now back in Dandytown's possession. Wilkinson, Dominique is looking to play. He's the last man. He goes across the field. He's got the option of going to his goalkeeper. He chose not to. He's asking his players to present, and he does. But the ball is cut out by PHC, and they now have the ability to start the attack going down the left-hand side. Ball's returned to the left-hand side, and the ball will be allowed to run into touch with a good defensive movement of the body to cut out PHC's advancing player, and Dandytown has won themselves a goal kick.
You can see the instruction is clear, the tactic is clear for PHC because they're actually purposely dropping off in that last sequence when the ball was played back to the center back. Reina just really dropped back into position.
Ball struck long again by goalkeeper Crockwell. And the ball is still in possession of Dandytown. Kavortok is looking to pass. He does so. He finds his man. They go across, and he's looking to dribble. He drops the ball for number 9. He further takes the ball to the right and to the right back. The right back calls the midfielder into play. Damon Ming is there. Damon looking to return, but there's an advance going forward. Damon comes in, punches the ball to the far right-hand side, and the ball goes into touch. An interesting sequence, but loss of possession. And it's actually gone straight to the baseline, and Hall will get the benefit of a goal kick.
And Dandytown have a rotating front three with now Maynard coming over to the left and Swan going over to the right. So they have the freedom of that front three to rotate a bit.
Ball's in the air. 4-player Sky. It gets into possession of Dandytown. They quickly go inside. Possession is still held by Dandytown. The ball is pushed into the channel, but just too far from Maynard. Definitely too far. And Hall restarts the play on the left-hand side, keeping the ball alive. A flick around the player, and I think the referee has spotted that there was an infraction there, and he calls the play back because there was no real advantage for PHC. Go ahead.
The game's not saddled to any sort of rhythm. You know, I've been watching the game just to try to figure out what each team is looking to do.
Yes.
You know, where they're looking to attack and how they're looking to build up. It's not saddled into any rhythm. I'm hoping that shortly the game saddles into some type of rhythm.
Oh, very interesting play. They did this before, and it resulted in an injury, but now the flag is going up, and there's the referee official has spotted PHC being in an offside position. But it seems also that PHC is definitely looking at concentrating on the left side. They have not done that same sort of build-up and sending 2 and 3 players down the right-hand side as much as they do it on the left-hand side. They seem to send an extra man on the left-hand side and try to work that. Who's actually playing right back on there for Dandytown? Are they thinking that they can exploit?
Out on the right back is a good matchup. He's not going to be able to exploit quite easily out there. That's Sion Darrow. He's had a lot of experience with traveling with the national team. So, yeah.
That is very true. That is very true.
I'll be surprised if they're going to be able to exploit that area of the field.
True. Well, they seem to be concentrating on it because the same sort of numerical advantage that there is not taking place on the right hand on the right hand side of the field as they advance. That's a good sequence between Goda and Tucker, and Tucker's gone. He's moving down. He's got one. He's drawn Griffith. He's gone to the inside, and now he's got support. And they're going to switch the ball, and it's a wonderful pull across, and out comes Troy Hall, grabbing the ball from any further danger towards that which he needs to protect. And he's taken the time to throw the ball in a strange position, right back to the Dandytown Hornets. That side of the field was open and gapped. No players in it, but none of his players were there either. That looked like a foul from behind, but referee didn't see anything wrong with that, and he's allowed the play to continue.
Again, Stan, a attempted ball into PHC striker, and Piper's just not got the pace to be able to get on top of that ball.
Definitely not. It's a nice move, and here's that sequence that I'm talking about. They have taken the opportunity to try to put numbers on this side, and they have been able to actually hold on to the ball, which is great, and they've just lost possession, unfortunately, and away comes Dandytown. Damon Ming looks, and he was looking for a striker to come and hold the ball up, but they kept running away from him, and he tried to play it into an area where they could hold the ball up, and PHC's defenders read it, but now they've seemed to got the possession back, and PHC now have the ball back. They'll go back to the keeper, and Troy Hall will actually swing the ball from left to right. And Griffith is on this ball. He's looking for players. He's calling for a long ball, and he tries to do so, and he doesn't strike it long enough or with the direction and authority that he should have, and the ball goes over to Dandytown with a throw in. Tucker, has
how the hell he did that?
Dispossessed. He thought somebody might have been running to a gap. And here's Sequoia Robinson. He's in the center of the park. He's holding onto the ball, and he's found a player as an advancing, and it's over the top, and they've cut it all out there, Dandytown, just momentarily. And the shot, and it surprises Crockwell for a moment there. He didn't expect the shot, and he found himself in the correct position, though, and he was able to make the catch, and he was released his team to quickly attack, and they are quickly attacking. And again, they're attacking, and Goda's on this, and he's going to try to, and he's going to the right side, and he attempts, and a wonderful lay your body down type of save by a defender. And oh my, that was a wonderful setup there by Angelo Simmons, and but also well defended by the PHC players. So the game, I think, if you tell me correctly, have you sensed a heightened execution?
Always with opportunities around goal, the game comes alive. The fans come alive, the atmosphere come alive. And you had two sequences where both teams had opportunities on goal. And again, with that Venom of Sequoia's shot for PHC, it gave Crockwell a lot of trouble. But again, everything attacking-wise is happening around Sequoia Robinson.
Yes.
Whereas Dandytown, on the other end, they have those front three that are able to punish you with Angelo, linking up wow just now with Swan.
Yes.
Swan turned very good on the box, but he just couldn't get his shot away. He just wasn't sharp enough when he turned to be able to get his shot away and cause any trouble there. But the signs are there.
Yes, the signs are there, and we were now basically in the 25th or 30th minute of the match, and still no score. As a matter of fact, we're in the 35th minute of the match. If it started directly on 3, and Wilkinson looks to go long, 30 yards, and here's the situation. He's called off by his keeper, and up goes Hall, and he's grabbed it and stopped any more advancement of Maynard at this particular time. He calls his players to move based on this particular long kick, and he gets it well into the half of Dandytown. The ball's knocked into the center. Damon Ming had to block out the sun before he could retrieve it, and he was helped out by his team. And there's movement. 9 tries to slot the ball into a channel, and it's cut out by the defense of PHC. And they're going to look to play, and they have found Sequoia, and there's a drag down there. It's going to be a free kick And I think based on the way he was looking and positioning his body from what I've known for him, he was definitely saw that he had 10 yards to run, and he was looking to dribble against that straight down the center and wasn't able to get started.
It was actually a smart free kick from Goda in that position, because Sequoia had got on the wrong side of Sequoia, and,
Yes.
and as you see, he had 10 yards to dribble at him. So it was actually a smart free kick not to allow Sequoia to get off and running.
Right. Ball slid over to the left-hand side, and Goda will feed Maynard, and Maynard's waiting there, and he's going to pick the ball up closer to the touchline. He draws one. He slides the ball into a wonderful position, and the defense had to be astute there, and he was headed away by PHC, because waiting, licking his chops on just beyond him was a Dandytown player.
You can always tell the players with technical skills, because just now, if you looked at Maynard, he possessed the ball, he brought the ball in control. Although he had two defenders and no one dared to rush in. No one dared to rush in, and that allowed him to get the cross in. Now the secret to that is stop allowing them to get the ball so easily.
Gotcha.
Don't allow them to possess the ball. Again, PHC has lost a little bit of their energy that they, impressing people, their culture of football that they had, as they're transitioning their style of football. Yeah. One of the things, in the day, it was very hard to play against PHC because they press you.
Yes.
They was athletes.
Zema Ming has gone baseline. A good attempt to square it back, and PHC has defended well again and gotten rid of the danger. I think it was the same player that actually headed the ball out for the corner that they had earlier. And I think I know who that is. It might be maybe George. No, not George.
Corners taken again. Dandytown continue their same sequence of corners.
Yes, another corner by them. Yes.
PHC's moved the line out really well. They moved the line out, so this is all. Dandytown still possessing it.
And a great take by Hall, who's touched the ball away from danger, grabbed it again and released his right back. And unfortunately, ball was just too far for Sequoia to catch up with, and the ball's been turned over and Dandytown repossessed. They start again in their half. Lynn Tucker moves the ball across. It's down the far right hand side into a channel. And who's out there? It's a good move and a good defensive toe to that. And PHC come away. Dandytown's going to have to move. Oh, what a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, man.
Could have put that on the ground where an opportunity would have happened for Marco, but.
And also, he's played a 40-yard ball into Marco over his head, who doesn't possess pace. No. Balls that he's going to like it, they're going to come into his feet. He's going to be able to use his strength, hold the ball up, and get people like Sequoia involved in the game.
Absolutely.
So.
And PHC, I thought they turned the ball over. Astute. There's a Piper, came through, came back. You see, that's his bread and butter. He can come down from off the line of a defensive line and possess the ball. And he's attempting to work. Now he's going to go back up to the front. And Griffith has gotten the ball. And Town has gotten it back. And this is an opportunity. It's an offside. An offside.
PHC's actually moving that line out good.
Very quickly.
Yeah, they're moving that line out very, very quickly.
And that's good defensive coach.
Yes, that's good organization as the speed that they're moving that line to catch him offside. But I think Lathan needed to make a better decision, because he had Swan out here one-on-one, and he's the dribbler. Lathan's left the middle, and he's left the middle of the defense, and he's chose to not give the ball to Swan. Luckily, he didn't get punished. He didn't get punished for that.
True. Ball's back in the possession of PHC. They're going to try to play through the middle, and they have, and they're just getting over the line, and the long ball is going to take place. A touchback. I thought might have put them in trouble, and here comes Wilkinson, who's knocked the ball down, and he's going to go long. It's hit the midfielder, and PHC's gotten the ball back. Played up to the feet, back to the player, out to the far left-hand side. He's got, and he's been able to do it. He's going baseline, and he wasn't. There's an opportunity, and the ball slid behind the defensive line, and PHC retains possession. Here comes the left with a shot. Crockwell came forward aggressively. He knew he had to come out. made himself available for being able to see this shot. And now come Dandytown, and Damon Ming starts. Oh no, Sequoia.
And Dandytown look to Connor. They look to Connor.
It is Ming, and Ming's looking to get the ball back, and he's coming in. Oh, just a little bit too much. He had Maynard coming towards him, and he didn't use him, and therefore the ball got turned over.
But just getting back to that sequence, that was very dangerous sequence for PHC. Again, the gap between that midfield and that front line, as Smith was able to get around the back, there were no runners coming from deep.
Yes,
coming to deep, that he had the option to square the ball back. So the balance of the team needs to be looked at.
Ball goes into Maynard. Maynard holds. He's turning. He's got Griffith on his back hard, and Griffith makes him give the ball up. But the referee saw that there was a foul. And
but that's actually very good defending on Griffith, because he stayed tight.
Yes.
He kept him going back. He Maynard was not going to give the ball up, but it's just as good if you keep him going back and you don't let him face forward.
True at that. Ming's looking to put his head down, or is that Sequoia? The Sequoia. And he's found. Oh, almost found. It's well done there. I must credit the strategic tackling and execution of in the center of the park for PHC. They just seem to understand when the danger is about to happen, and they put a foot in and get it away. And here they are now going down the right-hand side. Oh, a little bit too much of finesse there. Almost caused a dispossession. Wonderful into the channel. Sequoia Robinson has one to beat, and he skirted across. And a little high. And I think, did he get a corner? No, I guess not.
It's a goal kick.
Yes.
One, condense that area when they're looking to press Dandytown. So Waldron's in acres of space. He can afford to take a little step forward.
All right. Well, what this tells me, from an analytical point of view, if I'm going to go there, is that maybe PHC is not comfortable with that type of pressing, even though, they may have the legs potentially to do it. They don't want to be caught on what is a very effective counter of the Dandytown. So strategically, I think tactically, that's what is causing this sit-back scenario. And they're going to try to use the tenacity and the speed of Sequoia in the middle when they get numbers for it. And you see how it's happening right now? Look, they're doing it, and now they've got numbers, and they're fighting in the midfield, per se, for the ball, and there's a battle, and they now, unfortunately, they weren't able to get it around, and Dandytown is now away on the right-hand side. Ming is on the dribble. He's looking to actually find time and space, and he's, a backward square pass, blind almost. Square pass, blind. Almost caused a problem for him.
So look, now the press is coming, and the line is moving on PHC, and Dandytown will find it harder to get it to their front three. And when they find it hard to get to that front three, they're going to come deeper looking for the ball. Gotcha. And that's where you want them getting the ball. You don't want to get the ball up by the 18-yard box.
And
so you want to press them in that half.
Gotcha. And you can credit, what's happening now, the confidence of the back four. As you saw where they were all sitting on the halfway line. They have become confident about what they're doing, so they're actually pushing the midfield of their midfield up higher, and that's just wonderfully swept in. Well read by the keeper, and Griffith is on the ball, looking to move the ball through, and well read. And there's the experience of a Sion Darrow who can come forward and steal a ball. He has the legs. He's always been very speedy down the right-hand side. And the dribble is attempting, and they've given in the box. Oh, gee.
He can do you.
Oh, boy. He almost did.
Great technical skill, great vision to be able to put that ball in that location. When he made his introduction to that level for Boulevard, I think at that time he was a 16-year-old, 16, 17-year-old.
Magical age. Well headed by Wilkinson defensively as he skied to knock the ball forward, and PHC knocked the ball out, though. Dandytown repossessed. Wilkinson's got it. He'll go back to Mikhail Crockwell deep at the 18, and Crockwell will look to drive this ball over to the left-hand side, but it's not accurate. Oh, and interesting, it's been punched wonderfully. Oh, no. Sequoia was looking for an inside pass. He was attempting to deliver one, but it wouldn't have worked out. The player wasn't reading what he was saw. Ming has come over to this side, and he's got Griffith, and Griffith has stumbled, and Ming is on. Oh, no.
That is an easy penalty.
Okay.
That is an easy penalty. Again, that is a very, very easy penalty. Very clumsy tackle. Hold on.
He's booking him.
He's booking him for diving.
Yes, he's booking him for diving. That's what I thought. I saw the yellow come out, and
oh no!
That's very controversial.
Francis has made his mark on the game. Referee Francis has just made his mark on the game because that was an easy penalty. Damon was allowed to get the wrong side of the defenders.
Yes, he was.
He drove across one defender. He drove across the second defender. Clumsy tackle came
behind,
in.
Yes.
From behind, never touched the ball. For me, that's an easy penalty.
Wow.
Yeah, but Francis has made his mark. He makes his mark on each game, and he's made his marker today. And that could be one of many.
We'll wait and see. We've got another half of football, and officials are definitely held to account to try to make it right. But when they get it wrong at times, it definitely can make the game difficult for everyone watching. Oh, that was a wonderful shot.
No, I have to commend Dandy Town on the reaction to that, because for me that was a clear penalty, and they reacted well. They're not all in the referees; they're just getting on with it. So I have to commend them for that reaction. And as everybody knows, the referees are just as much part of the game. So you have to strategize for that referee. So obviously that seems to be something that they're aware of going into it. So not a whole lot of fuss was made. They just get on with it.
They didn't dwell on it at all. They just. Oh no, Crockwell should have come for that, but just too many bodies, I guess, that got him thinking that I shouldn't go forward.
No, Stan Crockwell is having great difficulty with all crosses. All crosses, he's having great difficulty, and PHC need to be able to recognize that situation, because he's having difficulty with any cross coming in. He's misjudging every last one of them that I'm seeing come across. He's struggling with crosses. Again, that's a sore spot.
Yes.
Can they get at it?
Gotcha.
Can they figure out a way to get at that sore spot?
And there goes the halftime whistle, ladies and gentlemen, with the score remaining 0 for both teams. We've had some definite opportunities for both teams, and none of them have been able to actually add to either side in terms of tally. But we've got another half of football to play, another 45 minutes while the teams actually go and get instruction and refreshment. And we're going to be here definitely to call that. And do you have any other thoughts as the half winds down?
I would think PHC have to be the happier team, based on that half. They're finding their way to get into the game and boss it a little bit. Although play is been back and forward, and I'm going to be interested to see how PHC come out the second half, if they're going to show a little bit more aggression and confidence to get at Dandy Town.
Gotcha.
But I know they have to be conscious of it, leaving their back four one-on-one with Dandy Town's top three, because that could be costly for them.
Yes, at that. Oh, well, we have a fan going on record as saying that Dandy Town, Maceo has also indicated that Dandy Town will definitely be the victory of this particular match. I've gone and looked to create a controversy by saying PHC will be able to actually be victorious, and based on what I'm seeing, they are growing in confidence, and it's up to Dandy Town to actually prove me wrong.